Good grief. Hi. Hi, friends. Happy July 5th, day after July 4th. Duh. Wow, I am 12 minutes late. I apologize. I started my day by getting up early and taking my dad into a doctor's appointment early. And that I'm not a morning person. Not a morning person, so that just totally threw me off. But and then I've been invoicing away because I've got things that need to get out. And I'm now finally at the point of my last two jewelry sales. So that's perfect. That's perfect because today is Friday's show and tell of vintage jewelry and some cool contemporary. I don't think I brought any antique pieces today, but you never know. Hi, Miss Whittle One. Hey, what are you doing? I just have all your bags packed. Did I actually ship your bag? Your bag. See, brain. It'll engage. Box. I think I just shipped your bag. One more time. Cut. Box. I just dropped your box off at the post office. Thank you for being patient. I'll get it. And it's hot here. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm presuming it's hot where all of you are because I mean it just seems like across the United States we're just in a heat wave, some kind of crazy heat wave, but it's a little better. It's like 5 degrees cooler. So I'll take it. I'll take it. So centering, balancing. This is my every Friday, except for next Friday, because I'm going to be away on a retreat, just the next town over, but no live sales all next week. Canceled. Me time. And I need me time. Every Friday, I do a show and tell of vintage jewelry, sometimes some contemporary unique items that I think are really cool. Sometimes they're vintage inspired pieces. Sometimes they're just great. They're fun stones. They're put together well. And it's eclectic. And so the format is I pick an item, talk to you about it, and then I throw out a price. And if you're interested, you put in a bid. You say, yeah, for 20 bucks, I'm interested. Someone else is interested, put in 21 or higher. I do it generally going once, going twice, last call or fair warning, and then sold. And I just try to have fun on Fridays. I try to enjoy myself and not be stressed out and have like a really formatted sale because I do that on Wednesdays. It's much more kind of rote and formatted. And it's Friday. It's Friday. And it's a day after July 4th. So how many people are even at home? I mean, this town is empty. I'm in the Bay Area in Berkeley, and it's empty. Everyone, I was watching them getting in their cars on Tuesday and leaving. And I was like, bye. Stay gone for a while, please. It's fine with me. It's warm in here, but I can't turn on the fan because then it's too loud for y'all. So I ship from the San Francisco Bay Area, occasionally Mendocino, California, when I'm actually able to go to my homestead where I live, not being with my dad here in Berkeley. I'm his caregiver. And I usually hold boxes for 2 or 3 weeks. It saves me time on invoicing all the time, and it saves you a lot on shipping by building a box. If you ever win an item and you do not want me to hold your box, send me an email and tell me that, and I will get it out within a few days, unless an emergency comes up with my dad. That could happen. Just a couple of nights ago, he took an ambulance ride. Luckily, he was only there for a few hours, so it was okay, but things happen. So I bill through PayPal. I use Pirate Ship. And if you've never bought from me before and you win an item, I need your YouTube name, your real name, shipping address with a zip code so I know how to appropriately bill in Pirate Ship, and your PayPal email, please and thank you. Hey, Becky, how's it going? I hope you had a great sale last night. Becky and I sold together on Wednesday, and that was always fun. Becky and I get along really well, and we have a great time, and she has great stuff, y'all. If you're not subscribed to her, go check her out. She's got some good stuff. Hey, Blue Girl, how's it going? Welcome in. So I also will be bringing, I usually go about 3 hours. I also will be bringing some stuff I brought on Wednesday. It didn't sell, but I always do this at the end. I'm going to be bringing items like this beautiful magenta and clear perfect Bola Conte Murano ashtray. Okay. That's like in the last half an hour or so. I have a miniature Amberina Blanco signed. I think it was 2011 or 2013 Amberina picture. A piece of roseville pottery. 1950s white powder, beautiful lady on the front, pink celluloid box. So you get the idea. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items other that are not jewelry, but they're all high-end, nice items. So good, Becky. I'm glad it was okay. I'm glad. So that's my email, obviously, right? And I think that's about it. Did everyone have a decent 4th of July? Whether you celebrate or you stay home to comfort your pets, or you don't celebrate, but like me, you were happy that you could drive around in your town easily and find a parking space. I mean, bonus. I went out to a city called Moraga, which is near Orinda, on the other side of the hills, kind of from Berkeley, and had brunch with my daughter and her husband at an Indian food restaurant on the 4th of July. And that was wonderful, except that it was 97 or 98 degrees. That was not wonderful, but their company was good and the food was good. So let's see. I usually do a lot of show and tell and just kind of talk about what I know about the item, what's going on, measurements, etc. So I'm just going to start with that. And I think I'm going to start it off with these that I think are incredible. Okay. But see, here's a problem. You'll hear that a lot, because the first thing that I ever started reselling was one of the things I have the biggest passion for, and that's vintage jewelry. I started on eBay in 2001. And so Dandy girl, hello. It's jewelry time with me. Yes, it is, girl. So I think these are incredible. Are they vintage? I don't know. I think they are, based on what I'm going to show you. I really believe that they are from the 50s or 60s, possibly older. But I don't know. So let's see what you think. They are absolutely, there goes StreamYard. I always get stuff upside down and backwards. And I think I'm going to show you one at a time, but I want to show you this first to get the idea. It is a pair of these slag glass. They kind of look like fans or pendulums with hearts and balls that go around, wire back earrings. And I'm going to show them to you individually because I want you to get the details of these. The findings, the fact that it's slag glass, all of that makes me believe that they're older. So here is this one. And they have, you can see how it's slag glass and it's multicolored. You have the light green, the white, kind of a cream white, the darker green, there's clear, and it's not showing up in a way that I would like. My nails show up, but there's a little bit of gold flecks in here as well. There you go. That kind of gives you an idea of the layers of glass. And then on the top is these tiny little gold tone hearts with the little beads going around the top. Boy, I really wish that would show up better. Hey, Miss Karen Chase. How's it going with that rooster? So there's there's these drop balls and on the finding on the bottom of this heart. And it's thick. It's on both sides. And the bottom is put together like that. That too gives you a good look at how the glass is and how thick it is. And even though, or I should say despite, and there you go, see the colors? Despite the fact that it's this glass, they're not heavy. Let's see how long they are. And I'll show you the other one just to show you because it's individually blown glass and molded. So they're a little different. So just about there. They're not long and they're not short. Okay. Nightmare. What's going on? Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. I want to see some pirate treasure, Nightmare. Yes. And Nightmare, please drop all my fabulous friends links like you always do. I mean, I don't even need to ask you. You are just, man, you are solid. That is a good word for you. You are solid. She's just dropping it, just doing it. See that? Now, here you can see how it kind of reflects a little bit of that. The green makes like this yellow golden color in the light. Oh, I'm so glad I was able to capture that because that is everything, right? I mean, these are something that I picked up and I am selling, but if they don't sell, I'd be so perfectly fine with keeping it. The wire is a little worn on the ends, just a little, and it's not gold, it's just gold tone. So that too tells me these were well loved and they've been around a while. So, hey, Geneva, hello, everyone. So, well, I'll give you the actual drop links. How's that? That probably helps, you know. Like I said, Fridays are like my fun time, and I just don't rush and fuss and worry about it. About an inch long. About an inch long. Now, I will tell you something I just noticed right off the bat. I don't like that. So it will mean a slight reduction in the price, but not a lot. There is no damage, but I want you to see, look at this. This one has the heart. This one over here has no heart. So, and you can see where they crimped the wire on the one with no heart. Yeah. So that says definite age because the heart somehow came off. And is the bottom the same? Oh, and even the bottom is a little different on, look at that. See, I literally picked these up and now I'm showing you. This one has this several beaded ball bottoms and this one does not. So what I love about these is the glass. The glass is vintage. It's like slag. It is carved. It is fantastic. That's what I'm selling. The rest of it to me is pretty irrelevant and easy peasy. You can get an earring wire. You can get a long finding with an end like this. Put it through, cap it off, and reuse these. It's so if you make jewelry ever, you can do that. So based on the glass itself, these gorgeous earrings, I'm going to start these at 15. These are really unique and unusual, and I'm sorry those parts are missing, and I'm sorry I didn't notice it before, but they can easily be, you can buy the parts at Michael's or a Hobby Lobby, or if you know someone who deals with jewelry, and fix them. So I would take starting bid at $15. Oh, Nightmare. Man. Nightmare. She just comes on my channel and just does this. I never ask. She just shows up. Bless her heart. Nightmare. Bless your heart. So these would start at 15. And I tell you what, if nobody is interested today, I don't do recaps on Fridays, not even. If nobody's interested in these today, I'm actually going to put them aside and I'm going to rework them. I've made jewelry for years. I have all the reworkings and I will redo them and bring them back and start them at 15. Easy, 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 easy. Oh, mine are. Well, girl, if I can ever help you, all you have to do is holler at me. So I'm going to put these away, but they're great like this. You don't have to fix them. Not many people would notice because they're going to be focused on the beautiful glass and the reflection of the gold colors in them. Or you can fix them yourself. Or like I said, I'll put them aside and I will fix them myself. By the time I do all that, though, I might keep them. And again, my apologies. I didn't look at them closely before I picked them up to bring them. So there you go. It happens. It happens. But I was perfectly fine with the temperature in this room till I closed the door to not be disturbed. And then immediately I can feel that heat, even with the blinds closed over here. Maybe I need to lower them more. I can do that. Okay. So the next item I'm going to bring, and now I'm looking at it because a lot of this stuff I've had in a box for 25 years. Some of it I have worn and it's been in my own jewelry box for a long time. And I generally am very good about checking things before I just throw it out at y'all. But because of that little mistake on the pieces, now I'm like, oh no, I can't bring my friends, crap. I'm not about that. So, all right. This is not signed, but it's very lovely. Did I sell the acorns? Hi, Poodle. Poodle. Poodle is such a sweetheart. Poodle, what acorns, honey? I really want to know about the acorns. Oh, you mean the acorn brooch that I used in the clip? No. And I don't even know if it's in this bag or if it's in a bowl. But if you're interested, remind me again and I'll go digging for it. I was like, acorns? Do I have like carved acorns? So this is not signed. It's either 50s or 60s. It is white, clear rhinestones, really nice ones. At first, I thought it was going to be like a Coro or some type of higher end. There is no stones missing because I don't do that. Those earrings were a one-off. They are completely puddled, enclosed. Oh my God, shut my mouth. Okay, this is fascinating. I don't know what's happening. This never happens with me. Now I'm just looking like an idiot. 1, 2. No, I'm not even showing this. There's 3 rhinestones missing on this beautiful piece. My God. Nope. Not selling it to y'all. Absolutely not. That'll go to either me fixing it or parts. Rewind. This is the first time in my 2 months of selling vintage jewelry that I brought even one thing with damage, let alone 2 in a row. Don't leave. People don't leave. I don't usually do this. Muppets, are you sure I'm not an idiot? I don't know about that. I mean, let's just say, let's phrase it nicer and say, I'm being idiotic in the moment. Thank you, Muppets, for reminding me to not be mean to myself. And hi, Muppets. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Let's move on to something that's not damaged. Oh my God. Okay. I have not shown this yet. I think this is from the 90s. And it's not damaged. And if it is, I'm just going to throw my hands up in the air and not have a sale today. I cannot believe it. No, it's not damaged. I'm just like, what is... I've had a very long week, very busy week. Today, I was out of the house by 10 in the morning, taking my dad to the doctor and, then invoicing, packing, shipping, and I still have about 10 more boxes, maybe 8. So it's been a thing. Randy. Hello, Randy. I don't know you, but I am so glad to meet you. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. Poodle, you'll thumbs up. And Poodle, get back to me about that brooch because it's over here in these bowls and bowls of stuff for sure. So I believe that this is from the 90s. The main reason I believe that is the color. The 90s did this whole kind of fluorescent movement. They went back to the pastels and it was kind of fluorescy. I wish that this was actually, maybe it's showing up on YouTube in a bright orange fluorescent color. See, there you go. It's a bright orange pastel, but fluorescent. And it's made to look like it's in the style of kind of Native American. That's what strikes me. That's just my sense. It's gold tone. See, I say that because like the arrow design. And I remember when they just started doing all the repop stuff in the 90s, early 2000s, but I don't think this is into the 2000s. It's just a gold tone metal on the inside. It fits easily over my wrist. I'll give you an inside diameter. But so what that says to me, and it's, you know, the enamel on the inside, that's baked enamel. This would fit a medium wrist because my wrist is very small and it just goes over my hand so easy. Boom. Which, like, for instance, this, let me move it over. Everything's swollen and hot, y'all. You can see all the indents on my arm. So excuse that. This little thing, I could barely get it over my hand. It's tiny, but this is big. So the diameter on it, and like I said, I do believe it's 90s. Inside diameter is 2 3/4. 2 3/4. And I need to get one of those bracelet things that gives an actual size. But I can tell you, if it hangs that much off my wrist and goes over my hand that easily, and I'm a small, it's a medium. So, you know, $12. $12. It's a really nice one. It's very fun. The color is bright orange. And you know what I'm curious about? I don't have any of the lights on behind me because it's so hot. And maybe we'll turn on one. Not sure if that'll help me. Oh, yes. Yep. It turns pink. I knew this was a fluorescent paint. I'm going to try to see if I can get you guys to see that. It's always so hard to show that with the black light. Can you see that it changes colors at all? There, pink. It turns pink. It's a fluorescent color. So it reminds me of like the raves, right? And I will say this, the fact that this enamel turns pink could mean that it's actually from the 70s, because that was a very popular thing to use enamels and paints on ceramics that glowed. So, you know, it's possible I'm wrong and it's from the 70s. So I started at $12, but that's really cool. I would love it if it was always hot pink. Anyone who goes to any kind of parties with black lights, this would be a good choice. So it's just a fun bracelet, especially the fact that it turns hot pink. I want to go to a black light party. I mean, I want to go. I'm not really into house music. That's not my bag. But I would love, we should all have a disco with metal and a little punk and a little rock thrown in, like just the whole thing under black lights. Could we like plan for that next year? Like some kind of big meetup where we just have like a 3-hour dance party and we have like glowing glass and all the glowing jewelry. Heck yeah. Open bar with like just waters for all those people who, you know, don't indulge. I don't really indulge much. Let's plan it, y'all. Let's plan it. Okay. And Dandy, my girl, I hope you're still recovering. And I'd love to do another sale with you either here, or we could go, you know, do your Saturday thing. Totally up to you. So now I have my stuff arranged differently because those would need to be fixed. Okay, so this didn't sell. And that's okay. That's okay. I'm here to have fun and not be rushed and not stress out. We can all, yeah, Geneva, I'm serious about this. Like, we can meet somewhere in the middle and get together just like for the weekend and have a glowy jewelry dance party. Why not, people? Not in the middle of the boiling hot summer, though. I can't. But let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. And I'm going to have to dig through some of those bowls to pull out more jewelry that I didn't just show last week. So I will find that brooch while I'm digging. Geneva, you have to learn how to just use your fingers and not the nails and never get them too long, because then, yeah, they go up to the next letter. Hi, Amy. Nice to meet you. They're really nice to meet you. Oh, made from that. Oh, so it was broken and then like inset into like a bracelet or a necklace? That's what I'm thinking you're saying, and that sounds really cool. So these are 19, I'm going with 1950s, but they could be the 60s. They're definitively studio made. And the reason why I say that is because look at the backs. They're screw-on earrings. So I like screw-on if I'm going to wear those with pierced ears much better than clip-on. Clip-on hurt my ears so bad. So these have this really interesting heavy-duty like pewter screw back that was soldered on to copper earrings. That's really cool, Amy. That is really cool. I'd love to see a picture of it. If you're on Instagram, let me know. I'd love to see a picture. And then they are these copper with this enamel design. They're both different shape, slightly different shape earrings. They're just simple, fun, like confetti, a little bit atomic. You know the style, right? And especially if you've been on my channel in the last couple months, you know that I'm a big fan of this stuff and I bring it on a regular basis. No damage, baked enameled, copper. Kind of, so this is more, except it's sloppy. This would be more of an example of, instead of Renoir, Matisse, except this is not Matisse. But it's kind of, the artist is probably trying to copy that. And how big are they? About that big. About that big. So it's a good size. It's a good size for your ear. And I'll measure one. They're different. About 1 1/4 inches long is like an average. And almost 1 inch wide. And that's on this one. And now, just because I did it with the other one, let's do it with this one. What the heck? Does it glow? The little white spots glow. I didn't expect it to glow because I believe these are from the 50s, and that wasn't as common in the 50s as it was in the 70s. And I would start these, and you can use them because the screw-ons, sweater clips, you can cut. Where am I at? I mean, sacrilege, right? But you could cut this off here and push the copper in and make it into a pendant. You could. I don't think I would, but a lot of people would. Repurpose at its finest. I start these at $12. $12. Just fun. Just fun. They'd make pretty hair clips. If I don't have my glasses on, I can't even see what I'm doing. Kind of, yes. Nightmare. There you go. Guitar picks. Both my mother and my father's son, as I call him, my mother played and my father's son plays. And I was around a lot of musicians my whole life. And I actually love guitar picks. I had like necklaces, you know, that were a guitar pick, and even earrings. Yep. So $12 for those. They're cool. They're just, you know, an artisan studio creation. Something I like. I don't always like bringing signed, collectible. I like eclectic, individual, unique one-offs. So I don't think I brought this last week, and this is fun. This is a lot of fun. This is a set of 3 fabulous oval triangle bracelets. These are not repops. These are not the stuff they bought back in the 90s. I can tell because I love plastic. Plastic jewelry is my favorite. I love the sound. I love the feeling. I love the smell. Old plastic is my jam. Now, these are definitively mimicking, this orange one especially, is mimicking Bakelite. But I really do not think it's Bakelite. I don't. Someone actually did a little pin prick test on this one. Right. Where is it? Right. So hard to show things in the StreamYard. See it right up there? It's just a tiny little thing. People used to do that a lot. Oh, no, it's down here, right there. People used to do that when all the time, you know, they thought it was cool to stick a pin in. And verboten, it means bad. No, absolutely not. They did it on this one as well. These are not Bakelite, but these are acrylic. These are old plastic. And this is more like a Halloween. See that dark orange with the black? And these are both the same. This one is a spacer. It's thin. Let me put them on. I can get all 3 of them on with a little bit of push, but not a lot. And then there's that much room, almost an inch. The orange one is actually the biggest one. So I would say they're a small medium. And I'll give you the diameter. And I will start the grouping of these at $20. The group at $20. Because these, while there is still a lot of plastic bangles out there, one like this at an antique mall would probably be, even though it's not Bakelite, $15. So $20 is a very fair price for this set. It is from end to end, almost 3.5 inches in the oval, but the inside itself is 2.5. 2.5. And so since these are the same, that's the same. Even though this one hung lower. So maybe they both did. I don't know. Girl, I'm not going to stress. And this one is 2 3/4. No, it's not. 2.5. 2.5. So it's a really nice pair. And they're Halloween colors, but I mean, I don't get hung up on that. $20. And I just love the sound. You hear that sound? The reality is, sorry, the reality is that's actually really close to a Bakelite sound, but it's not. But it's the very next incarnation of early plastics. So these are probably 1960s when they started playing around, late 1960s. They started playing around with these shapes. $20 if you're interested. Nightmare, you rock. Are you going to go to the beach tonight and take some more fabulous pictures? And just go get your feet wet and look for jewels. Find a treasure. Oh, interesting. Let me write that down, Amy. Thank you. Crystal Van How. Interesting. Okay. Thank you. I'm totally going to look that up. I need someone. Sarah, what's up? I saw your picnic for the 4th of July with your pups. That was awesome. Made me hungry. Thanks for coming in. I've been looking for someone who can do Victorian hair art, morning jewelry. I just need a tiny little heart made for my mom's hair, but I want to send it to someone who really knows what they're doing because I'll pay for it. Okay, Nightmare. I've been so busy. I haven't looked, but I will look, I promise. I went out to Indian food with my daughter and her husband, Sarah. And hey, and that was great. That was all I wanted to do. I'm not celebrating the 4th right now, so that's good. Oh, that's where you came from, Amy. Thank you. Jason talks about her all the time, Jason Adams. And so I've never been able to catch her live. And I just happened to have a moment. And I was like, I'm going to go see what's happening over there. And I was just like, whoa, she is all that in a bag of chips, as Dandy would say. And so I was like, wow, and then I got people to come, I didn't get them. People decided to sub to me. And I thought that was so nice because that's not why I showed up there. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. So anyway, Sarah, we went out to Indian food for a late brunch and it was wonderful. I still have some chicken biryani in the refrigerator with raita for tonight. Yummy, yummy. Okay, let's bring something super simple, but super cool. It is the 1950s Y-back floral brooch. I love the colors on this one. I've brought it a few times. I'm bringing it again. I love the cream and the mint on this one. The mint colors is everything. And then the stamen. Look at that. This right here is the whole thing. This right here, this beautiful raised mint and cream flower stamen or center where the bees get their pollen. If you don't know what stamen means, the petals are beautiful. It's just super simple and classy. And I like that. I know it's from the 50s because of this Y clasp. In the 60s, they just put it straight across. There's no maker. I've never seen these colors before, but there's so many out there. And this is not a normal feature per se on these pins, so that makes it special to me. I've had this and worn it for about 30 years. It is 2 inches across, so it's 2 inches in diameter, with one of the petals being longer, making it a little over 2 inches. It's in, like I said, perfect condition, a little bit dusty. And sorry about the dust. Dust included. Mm-hmm. I'm going to start getting in a mood. I'm tired today. So I will start this one at 18. 18. I brought some that are, 12, 15. This one is 18 because it's unusual. It's just unusual. And I see it as a year-round brooch. Let's see. Let's move all this stuff. And where am I? All my pins, hold on, are over here. I wear brooches all day long. So it's about, it's a good size. 18. I think it's really pretty. I love doing this. Oh, Nightmark, thank you for dropping Sarah and David Coleman's link. They are, if you like real incredible vintage, the collectors type of stuff, kitsch, cool Afghans. If you like to shop with me at one of the coolest stores anywhere that they happen to be friends with the owners and live nearby over in Colorado, go subscribe, come shop with them, come to their sales. They rock. Sarah's been really good to me. So, and I buy from her all the time. I make money here and I turn around and sell it there. Yeah, I give it away to her there. I really, honestly, I do, but it's all worth it. Sarah, I got my, the Pegasus and the unicorn carved out of stone. They're sitting over here. Oh my Lord. Beautiful. Beautiful. I think I'm going to wind up keeping the unicorn and selling the Pegasus, but I can't part them quite yet. Not quite yet. So I'll get there. I'll get there. Let's do something that's really nice. 1970s. Plain, but affordable. Statement. It's just a polished copper cuff. It's really nice. Unisex. I mean, to me, everything is unisex. I don't care, but this one really is for people who care about that, male or female. It's nice and wide. I never polish anything, so there's always some tarnishing because I like it that way. It is 2 inches wide. Yeah, that's really wide. And the diameter is 3 inches, and that is without being opened more. I have so much jewelry on. Let's see, where do I go? Where does it fit? I have so much jewelry on. Okay, well now I have to open it a little because I like to show it on. It's a nice big piece. And I've opened it. It will open a lot more. So, people used to wear, I used to wear cuffs way up here, and then the dangles would be here. So because this is just really simplistic but beautiful, you can smell the copper. I have a lot of copper. I start this at $15. The copper alone, all the people going in buildings and stealing all the old copper wiring. Yeah, that's still a thing. Still worth the money. The copper is worth more than $15. And I know it's plain, but it's still fabulous. So it starts at 15, y'all. 15. Nightmare, what did you do for, well, you don't have 4th of July, so you didn't do anything. You don't have 4th of July in Canada. Do you have anything like 4th of July in Canada? Inquiring minds. I've never even thought about that. Do you have like a Independence Day from England? Or am I like just totally out of it and you're not still a sovereign country of England? Okay. Thank you. I didn't think so, but then it was coming out of my mouth and I'm like, well, wait a minute. Oh, well, dandy. It's okay. I've only gone through like about 5 items because my yeah, there you go, Nightmare. The first 2 things I bought were damaged, and I never do that. So, a little bit of slow, idiotic moment start. Yep. Okay. Let's see. What else do I have over here? Like I say, I bring really eclectic mix. Let's try this one. Let's try this one. I don't think I showed it last week, but I have shown it in the past. And is this one signed? Yeah, I knew it. This is a Coro. This is a Coro bracelet, and it's beautiful. It is a faux pearls with polished black glass. Let me get it the right way. It has that wonderful burnished gold tone brushed metal that Coro is so well known for in that fleur-de-lis. Each part is individually articulated, as I like to say. And it has the addition of the safety chain because high quality, either real stones and high-end costume jewelry always had an additional safety chain so that you don't lose your jewelry. Because while these were sold in, on Macy's, at Capwell's, whatever the equivalent is in the middle of the country and the East Coast, at the time that this was sold, it was probably, sold for about $30. And this is from likely the 60s. So it was sold for anywhere from $30 to $40 probably at that time. Here is the, come on, Coro signature safety chain. And we talk about this on my channel a lot. You see how nicely put together, and that's where the pearls are, how nicely put together the crimps are. That's high quality work instead of just the cheap ring findings. And often when it's like this on copper, I date it to the 50s because this work was, this kind of finishing was mostly done in the 50s. So this could be as early as the 1950s because Coro holds, it doesn't wear, it doesn't tarnish, it doesn't break. It's incredible. And it holds its value as a collector's item. So it could be as early as the 50s, but based on the design with the polished black glass, I'm assuming this is glass. I do not think it's a stone. Okay. I could be wrong. It could be an obsidian, but I don't think so. So this would absolutely fit me. And then if I closed it, let's see. Now let's remember that it's hot and everything's a little swollen. So it's a small It's a small, but look how beautiful it is. I would start this at 25. It's a stunning piece of coral. I actually have never seen another piece of coral like this, and I suspect that it's unique enough that this piece might be double that on eBay. If you want to take a screenshot and look it up. And, you know, you can always feel free when we're hanging out here to correct me because I'm having a show and tell. I'm having a relaxed time. I'm having a good time. I'm hanging out with my friends. But I know a lot about vintage jewelry, but I do not know everything. So if you looked something up and you're like, oh, heck no, that's from the 90s. And, you know, it only goes for $15. I'm not going to be mad at you. I want to learn. So you can educate me. You can educate me. But I'm usually pretty on the money. So this is 25 and it's gorgeous. I'm again, I have so much jewelry, but you see, like this is my silver. This is my silver arm. This is my gold arm. And I'm thinking, man, this would fit in perfectly with my gold arm. But I'm trying to keep one, sell 9. Keep one, sell 9. So help me out, y'all. Okay, now I'm going to get to the point, and I don't do recaps. I don't do recaps. So if you come in late and you want to see what I've already shown, please go to the settings and hit the ×2, 2 times, fast forward, and listen to me like a chipmunk, and then say, you know what? I'm interested in that. Did it sell? And drop it in the chat, please. And thank you. Because I don't do a recap. Today is just having fun. I'm not in like this big rush to, you know, do anything in particular except hang out and have a good time with you guys. I want to, I'm going to bring this. I haven't brought this in a while. I love this piece too. And this is, I believe that this is probably from the 70s. That's what I think. Based on the findings. However, it also could have been, and I've talked about that in the past, it could have been a piece that was taken apart from several necklaces, vintage necklaces, and restrung. And I say that because this clasp is definitely late 90s, early 2000s. So, but the findings, you see the findings? They're old. They're like a little discolored. They're that double ring type where like a keychain, like how you put your keys wrapped around it. The findings are old. So I have a stronger suspicion that the actual clasp broke and someone just replaced it with this. Remember, I was talking about how to fix the earrings so easily. You just go to Michael's and you fix it. It's really easy. So that's what I think happened. I think it's just a replacement clasp. So what is it? What am I talking about? I am talking about that. I feel like the light is being blown out here. So this is dyed green abalone, all different hues, with faux, very old, because you see the findings on the top. That's 1950s Japan. Faux, let's see if they're, hold on. I just want to be sure. Yeah, just faux pearls. I wanted to make sure they weren't glass. And just different cuts of this green abalone. Some, see how that's like it's just rough and dyed. Here's another piece. It's the natural shell, just dyed green. And then in between some of it is these teeny tiny aurora borealis diamond shaped round chips. They sparkle like crazy in the sun. So how big is it? I really like this piece. I love the colors. It's a decent size. See what I mean about those findings? They are much older. So I really do believe this is from the 70s and the clasp was just replaced. I am going to put it around my neck to give you an idea of where it falls. If it falls on the collarbones or, yes. So it falls right on the collar, a tiny bit below the collarbones, which I don't mind. I like that. It gives it just a little bit more length. And it's really pretty. And I will start and I'll measure the exact length. I'll start this one at $20. And it's, if you are worried about like a tone, it's more of a silver tone. So it matches my silver earrings, green glasses. And it just changes colors in the light. The green dyed abalone, and see the aurora borealis oval diamond cuts. See all the colors it picks up? Just beautiful. And I love abalone when they do it and it's just the natural stone with the big chunky pieces, and then they dye it or they leave it natural. I think abalone is one of the coolest stones out there to work with. Muppets. Muppets is in. Muppets. I'm waiting for something. I'll let you know if I'm right when it happens. So I see Muppets in for this gorgeous thing. I do. I love this kind of thing. And then this is rough. If anyone wants to come in after Muppets, they would have to go 21 or higher. Otherwise, we can count it down. We can do it going once, going twice. Nightmare is so good at it. I don't need to tell her what to do. She knows. She's fabulous. If y'all don't know Nightmare, get to know Nightmare. And go sub to Nightmare's channel. Nightmare makes really nice, relaxing, fun, kind of like music videos with a little bit of animation that anyone can use, anyone can listen to, free, ollie oxen free, and it's just freaking cool. She takes beautiful pictures. She's right near a beach. Nightmare, drop your link, okay? Please and thank you. And Muppets, putting your name in the wrong space. I usually do this the other way around. Green abalone. Now, Muppets. Are you keeping it, Muppets? I want to see Muppets. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I miss your voice. I love it when you are with Dandy and you're talking. Your voice is so soothing. Thank you so much. I'm waiting to see if you're going to do a thing. Yes, we did. Dandy and I had a fantastic sale last Friday together. We kind of seem to hook up about once a month. And then Dandy continued the sale on her channel. So there's even more deliciousness from last Friday on Dandy's channel. So definitively go check out us and then Dandy. That was We always have such a good time. We mesh. Yeah. I knew it, Muppets. That's what I was waiting for. Gift alert. That is what I was waiting for. It was either going to Nightmare or Dandy. Okay. I hope your brother-in-law is okay, Muppets, and you're a sweetheart. I knew Muppets was going to do that. Gift to Dandy. Dandy, it will look beautiful on you. It'll be beautiful with your coloring. Yep. Okay. So what do I have over here that I'm interested in showing y'all that just like gets me excited and happy? Well, let's check out this thing. And then I'm going to go digging around. I have a couple other things over here. And like I said, I have some housewares. But then I'm going to dig in my buckets. I didn't have bowls. I have bowls and boxes of jewelry. At this point, if household objects, blown glass, ceramics, were the same size as jewelry, I probably have more jewelry. So okay. I think this is incredible. I have no idea how old it is. I do not think it's like old vintage. I don't. But so it's a pendant. This is the back. It's plastic. It's baked plastic. Probably lucite. The binding itself is new, cheaper, doesn't tell me anything, except that it's newer, 90s into the 2000s. But look at the front. Let's make it sit still. Look at the front of this. It's very similar to like an enamel, but it's pulled lucite. I think it's lucite plastic swirls instead. I'm really trying to show this. Let's do it this way. There you go. Look at the colors. My computer screen is so dusty because my homestead where I live, you get in by traveling hard-packed dirt roads. And then my driveway is a hard-packed dirt road. So in the summer, the dust is just insane. And everything, and I bring my computer back and forth, of course, between my dad's and here. I'm hardly ever there, but I was just there. And my computer gets dusty even in the back. So look at these colors. I hope they're coming through. There's oranges, greens, blues, creams, and it's in, I think this is a hexagon, the sides. And then it's got a clear coat. I just think it reminds me of like a Japanese freeform ocean scene or something, if that makes any sense whatsoever. That's just what I see in my mind's eye, okay? It's really, really, it's got all the little, golly, sometimes I just can't tell what I'm showing you guys on this screen. It's got all see the lines? All those pulled lines like feathered and played out. Yeah, I hope you can see that as well as I can see it in person. And then just black on the bottom. It's not too thick. It's definitely not heavy. because the finding is so new, I'm going to go with this can't be more than 20 years old, but it's not modern at all. It's got too much going on to be that. And I would start this one at $14. I picked it up because I love what's going on. I love plastic, and I love the fact that it reminds me of all this beautiful Japanese scene and the pulled enamel. And because of the heavy clear coat, it just really makes it pop in person. And how big is it? It's this big. Telling you, I'm about to go to this retreat for a week, and it's with a woman from India called the Hugging Saint. And it would be ridiculous for me to wear these long things. I mean, that would be like for a wedding or some super special occasion or a Bollywood movie. But every time I do that, I think of, my third eye and all this crazy stuff, which is totally irrelevant to my sale, but that's what goes through my mind. So it's about 1.25 inches in diameter. And I think it's a hexagon when it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 8 sides is a hexagon, right? Reminds you of fordite. What's a fordite? Is that a stone, Nightmare? I have no idea. Fordite. No idea. Okay. What? Muppets, what are you talking about? Muppets? Number one, please don't go somewhere and never come back. What are you talking about? Oh, that's really cool. Interesting. Tracks and skids, right. Maybe that's what it is. Fordite. Okay, that's another thing I'm going to look up. Fordite. Interesting. I mean, encyclopedia. And Muppet. Someone find out if Muppets is in danger. What is she talking about? Going somewhere and she's never coming back. What in the world does that mean? I'm not happy about that. Okay. I'm not happy about that at all. Okay. I did not show these last time. So let's do it. But first, let me make sure that I'm not missing rhinestones and being an absolute idiot. Idiotic moment. Sorry, Muppets. Okay. It is missing 2 stones. But I don't think that, given the bling and the incredibleness of this, I totally forgive it, and I'll just lower the price a little bit. I don't think you or anyone else that is looking at it is really going to be focusing on it or noticing. And it does have, I'm pretty sure that there's a name on the back that has been worn off. Let me open the clasp and see in here. Nope, here you go. There it is. Yep, it's a Coro. It's a Coro piece. I figured it was based on the quality. Let's see if I can show. See, there's the Coro. It's got the safety chain. 1950s, 1960s. It's beautiful. I don't know someone's blowing up my phone. Sorry. Look at this. Let me see if I can do it like this. It's articulated. See these incredible shiny blue oval diamond rhinestones. They're incredible. And then the ribbon white double edge. Oh my God. And each one is articulated. Now, where is it? Right there is where one stone is gone. And right there is where the other stone is gone. And that sucks, but there's so much bling going on here and so much sparkle. It really doesn't matter. This is an incredible. I sold this on eBay and I was all into the Coro and the Listener, and it's just such good quality. I feel like it's blurry when I'm showing stuff. And this is actually made where each articulated piece is solidly welded onto the other piece. It's not like the 1950s where the two things clamped it on. This is welded together. This is really incredible. So I think that would mean it's the 60s because they're doing a different technique. Has the safety chain, and it just sparkles like nobody's business. And it is missing those stones, so it's going to come down in price because of that. You can find stones on other, like, you can pick up cheaper vintage pieces that are missing stones and just pop it in there and glue it in there. It's really not that hard. I've done it a million times. It is just, look at the white stones as I move them and the blue, how they pick up the light. It's beautiful. I will start this one at 18 because it's missing the two stones, and that's really inexpensive for Coro. And I know those stones are missing, but the sparkle and this deep blue color, and it bumps up from off your arm, it's really a statement piece. So, and you can find some stones similar to this color and just get a little dab of Gorilla Glue on a toothpick and just pop them in. Pop them in. People do it all the time. Not all Coro or Listener or, I could go on and on naming people, are in perfect condition because they're older. It mostly is. I'm actually really surprised how those pieces came out. They must have slammed their wrist accidentally against a car door or something for that to have happened because they're so well made. So yeah, I would just find these little pieces, a tiny dab of Gorilla Glue, and put them in. And in the meantime, I'd forget about it and I'd wear it and have a good time. It's so pretty. The sparkle on this one is much more than any of the others I've shown. It's just much deeper, more like real stone kind of shine. Maybe that's what it was. I mean, maybe someone took those stones out thinking that they were real diamonds. I have no idea. And again, turn it the other direction. Oh, hi, Kathy. How's it going? Oh, you're right. It's butterflies. Oh, Kathy, it is. Oh, look at here. And then in doing that, I found something else to show you about this piece, which is going to tell us a lot. Thank you, Kathy. Oh, good Lord. If I can read it. Oh, it says something really important. This is a really high-end piece. Coro Craft. I can't read that. Coro Craft I want to read that. I'm so sorry, y'all. This is an important thing. Something and something. Oh, okay. We'll shut my mouth. Corocraft patent pending is on the back. Corocraft patent pending. So this is not from the 60s. This is a very early piece of Corocraft because they are patenting it. Okay, so $18 with a couple missing stones for a very early piece of Corocraft is a steal. So if anyone's interested, I've got it. Okay. Thank you, Kathy. That turned out to be a win-win. Thank you. Thank you. Mups just needs a vacation. Okay. Oh, all right, Muppets. Thank you. I was like, oh my gosh, first you need to call your brother-in-law, and then and then you're like gonna leave and never come back. And I'm like, what in the heck does all that mean? We need to do a wellness check. Okay. So this one, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. If I'm going to hold it and find those stones and replace it and then bring it back at about $40 or what. I'm not sure. I'm going to put it over with the stuff that I could fix, but it's I'm not sure after finding that. So let's just carry on down this road of really fun bracelets. Kathy Wiseman, you always have very intelligent things to say to me. I appreciate it. Now, this is not signed. I'm surprised. And so what I think, checking that the stones are here, because I have not been batting 1,000 on that today. This goes with how my life has been going lately. Yep. Okay. It's not signed. It's a higher but lower end. This is the Moon Glow stones that started becoming so popular in the 50s and hung around until about the 60s. It is a green, a light green. I'm going to, if I do like this, you usually can start to see the color a little better this time of day. It's a Moon Glow, but it's a dark, like turquoise green. Let's put, see there in my hand without all that light. So if it's in the bright light, it's going to be much lighter, but it's more this kind of color with the Moon Glow beads. And then it has the rhinestones on the sides. It's gold tone, like leaves. I think these are supposed to be grapes. That's my take. And then the leaf, but they could just be holly berries. I'm not sure. Rhinestones. It's not signed. It doesn't have a safety clasp. Here's the closure. Nothing's been replaced. Nothing's been changed. It, too, is put together, each piece to each piece. But it's got, and it's articulated, but it's got a little bit of an opening. So it's just not as high quality as a Coro piece or a listener piece, but it's not low quality. I'm sure it's a small. I love the Moon Glow, though. I mean, that's what I really dig about this piece. It's a small. And I would start this one at 15. If anyone's interested, I would start it at 15. And in a minute here, I am going to, and that moon glow does a lot. There's a lot of color in there and a lot of variation. And the metal that it's on, I think this is a 1960s, 1950s into the 60s, probably late 50s, is thin, but the puddling on the back is great, and that there's no place where any of the metal has come off. So it's still a high quality in that regard. Because if the metal was going to be, if it was just plated with a metal that was going to be coming off, it would have come off by now, and it has not. So start at 15. It's really pretty. Okay, so I am going to, I'm going to dig in my, I'm going to show a couple more things, and I'm going to dig in my bucket. But what I want to know from all of you is, what would you be interested in seeing? I mean, I have other things. I could interject. I'll interject a really cool item that is not jewelry. So let's interrupt. With my phone is really busy with this. Has its original sticker. It is the miniature. This is much harder to find for me. It's amberina. The top red glows from the cadmium. It is in perfect condition. There's the blanco. It is beautiful. And the small size is really only about 2 inches shorter than the average size ones. It's just that the dimension this way and this way is so much smaller. On the bottom is engraved Blanco 2015. I can try to show you the glow, but we all know I talk about this all the time. It's so hard to see. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, you can see. You see how it changes to the purple? See that? That's the red, the cadmium. So this, and I will measure it. This starts at $25. This is incredible. Amberina miniature Blanco pitcher. Very hard to find. Very, very collectible. $25 is a good price. I only found this like a week ago, and I'm still really surprised that I'm selling it, to be honest. But I am. It's 6 inches tall. So it's not that tiny, but it's tinier than the large size, by about 4.5 inches wide. And it's in mint condition. I think it's beautiful. And you could use it as a base. You could put it under a black light. You could hang jewelry off of it, but it's just got everything going on in the color wave. Look at that. It's sexy. I think it's sexy. Do I think it's sexy or am I just weird? Let me know, because you know I am a little weird. I'm a little weird, but I think it's sexy. I think it's just gorgeous. 25 starting bid. Thank you, Nightmare. All right, so it's not just me. It is just sexy. I don't know. I don't have much more to say about it than that, but you're not going to see these that often, at least not on my channel, tell you that. And if this was a miniature blue, green, I would not be asking $25, but because it's amberina, highly collectible, always desirable color wave, 100%. So think about it. Think about it. Okay, I'm going to bring another household item before I go digging. Let me ask the chat. Would you prefer that I show you the pink celluloid white powder box from the 50s or Roseville pottery? Anyone? Y'all? Amberina is so pretty, Dandy. This piece is in person. It's stunning. I couldn't believe I found it and where I found it. So somehow I'm starting to attract that stuff. And I'm like, oh, yay, finally, it's my time. Powder box. Okay. Thank you, Dandy. This is really, I bought it Wednesday with on my sale with Becky. Nobody was interested. So I thought, well, you know, it goes with jewelry because it's a dressing table item and it's so pretty. So here's the front. And apparently this is the logo for White Shoulders Powder. Okay. I cannot read that at all. I have no idea what it's supposed to say, but there it is. There it is. No idea. And it's just this really beautiful pink box with the ridged lid, right? Here's the bottom. It's 4 inches in diameter by 2 inches tall. I think it's almost 2.5 inches. And then what makes this fabulous is this. Look at the lady in her hammock. Those are roses on the top. Art Deco-y swirling all around it. Let me see. I'm going to go backwards. There we go. There is the logo again for White Shoulders. This is a heart with lines coming up, almost like, it reminds me of, oh, good Lord, the Virgin Mary in Mexico with the heart and the lines that come up like fire. I'm not describing it very well. Sorry. And look at the sexy lady. And there was clearly some type of just an additional red coloring that used to be all on this, and it's only left on the sides. But I think that kind of makes it accentuate it more. So I'm kind of glad it's worn off. And then, and I will start this at 22. I will start this at 22. Nightmare. Yes, powder box. Inside, I got rid of the powder. It still had the white shoulders. And you can actually smell it because the powder puff is in here. And this is that type of powder puff where you were able to hold it like this and then go pat, 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 pat. These are really nice powder puffs. And it smells like white shoulders. It has a little bit of the powder in it, but it had about a third of a container of the powder. I was like, nobody wants that old powder. I'm going to get rid of it. So I did. And the lid screws on, and it's in, other than the little bit, I'll show you the lid again, the little bit of the coloration that they did over top of the celluloid, beautiful lady and roses. It's in perfect condition. These are very collectible. And it's a nice thick piece. I want to be her somewhere nice and cool and relaxing. I don't know what. So that's a tree with little leaves behind her. But I don't know what is going on with her hand or what she's getting into, but that is a tree. Which makes sense because she's in a hammock, right? And she's in like a negligee. She's sexy. Okay. She's sexy. Gigi. Hi, honey. How's it going, Gigi? Is your pain gone? So 22, y'all. It's a really good price for this. And I don't do recaps, so I'm sorry. And Gigi, honey, you missed a lot of things. Was introduced in 1943. Yeah, okay, Kathy, because here's the thing. When I brought this Wednesday, someone in the chat said, oh, that's from the 1950s. And I was like, oh, okay. So it's not as old as I thought. It's from the 50s. But based on the elaborate design and the really old, thick celluloid, I was thinking late 30s, early 40s celluloid box. So I didn't research it that deeply, but I just feel like it's more from the 40s, not the 50s. So there you go. Upside down. I always do upside down. Don't ask me. And then, like I said, it's a good size. So there's so much you can do with this. And this is very tight. It screws on and off, and there's nothing's missing. So that was a couple household items I brought y'all. And I'm going to see. Good Lord, I got to move these items over here. It's getting too hot. The sun is coming in. Okay. Let me, so good gravy. Good gravy. I have all these buckets of things, and I try to keep them coated. And the bracelets are in one, and then this is in that. Let's bring that. And heck, I don't know. These. And I want to try to find the brooch for Poodle. I'm remembering. And I'll bring this. I haven't brought this for a little while. And where is that brooch? That was a really cool one. This is a really cool one too. Let's bring that. Where's the brooch? Oh, here's the brooch. I found the brooch, Poodle. If you're still here, I actually found it. That's pretty amazing. And I'll open up one of these. And then I'll show a few more household items. And we'll be good. How's that, y'all? Because I have always so much stuff. And You know, I bring stuff and then I'm like, I don't want to, you know, I have old stuff, I have new stuff, I have stuff you've never seen. But I generally go through and look through and bring it before, and I just didn't have a chance. You know, yesterday was a holiday and I've been so busy with stuff going on with my dad. I just, you know, didn't get there. So let's do this. Let's do that. And let me see if I can find one more little thing. And I'll bring this. Okay. I gathered. Now the sun is even worse. Okay. I gathered some more little things that I want to show you. And the first thing I'm going to do, in case Poodle is still here, first thing I'm going to do is turn the screen. I'm actually, bear with me. I'm going to get up and shut the blinds because I'm boiling hot and it's shining on my screen. Ta-da! And then, there you go. Much more better. Much more. Look at that. It's a miracle. Poodle, are you still here? Poodle. Poodle. Let me know if you're here because I want to, you asked about the brooch in my thumbnail. So if you're here, holler out and I'll bring it. Okay. In the meantime, I'm going to move forward. And I'm going to bring this. Gigi. So Gigi, are you better? Gigi? I'm assuming it's been a while, so I'm assuming you're better. But I don't know for sure. So this is a Crements in its original box. It's really sweet. It's really little, but it's really darling. Tiny gold pin with little rhinestones. Or I really want to stop calling them rhinestones because the reality is some things are rhinestones, some things are aurora borealis, and some things are more of like crystal, Australian crystals. So not everything is just a rhinestone. All right. And so I want to get away from that language. This is, and this would be more on the order. If you look up Crements, this is from probably the very early 50s, possibly the 30s. And I say the 30s because of the way it's wire wrapped. It doesn't say it anywhere, but I know that at the very least it's 12 karat gold plated. And the reason why I say, and it's just itsy, the reason why I say that is because you see how it's the two stems and then the wrapping at the bottom. That was a very typical kind of pin brooch style in the 30s. The stones are super, super sparkly in the sun, but I just got rid of the sun because it was way too much on me. And there's just that one gold leaf in the back. Here's the pin. And there's a tiny little clasp. So, I mean, tiny. Look at it. Tiny. This, I want to put it in the clasp for you and show you that part. This will start at $25. This will start at $25. And so the pin goes down in there. and then it rolls over, but it's not a typical rollover clasp in any way. The pin sticks out just a little, so that leads me to believe that was probably late 40s, early 50s. It's just a dainty little thing. I mean dainty. Let's see. Oh, good, Gigi. I'm glad to hear that. I need to have some teeth work. I have a tooth in the front that was root canaled when I was 14 years old. I was born with terrible teeth, and then I had a really high fever when I was 2, and the dentist said that like kind of destroyed the formation of my teeth. So I've always had bad teeth. I've been going to the dentist forever. My first root canal was at 14, and it was my front tooth, and all the white ceramic is worn off. So it's just black. So I need to go have that recapped. And then this bottom tooth is not dead or anything else, but it's completely discolored. So I want to find out what in the world is going on with that. And I have one small cavity. So in the next month, I'll be going to the dentist for sure. But I'm not in pain. I'm not in pain. It's just not like socially attractive. I'm sure there's people out there who think, oh, that girl must do meth, or, which is the furthest thing from anything that I would ever do. Okay. It's like 1 1/4 inches long. It's tiny. Look at that. $25. Yeah, no, it's not from the 60s. But thank you, Kathy. I really appreciate you doing that work. I know it's earlier than the 60s. In Ruby Lane and Etsy, there's a lot of really good sellers on there. Don't get me wrong. But I often find like really good information on eBay that I can weed through and see, well, most of the people say this. So, I can go with that better. But often when I go to Etsy or Ruby Lane, I feel like there's less of a due diligence done, if that makes any sense. I don't know. That doesn't mean that all the resellers are like that. It's just kind of something that over the years of selling, I have discovered. But yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you doing that. And I know also, Kathy, something I'm trying to put this pen back in the box. I know something also that I've come to find out about you, Kathy, is that you actually know a lot about vintage. And I don't know if you used to resell, or you've just always been a collector, or you still resell, but you have a lot of knowledge, and it's legitimate knowledge. So I don't dismiss it out of hand at all. I never have. Never. Okay. No one's interested. I don't do a recap. So if anyone is interested, and you want to know what I brought in the beginning, you're going to have to fast forward and call it out. And I'm going to show some more items, and then I'm going to show a few more household items. And then I'm going to be done. And I have not seen Poodle come back. So I kind of think Poodle. Let's Beetlejuice Poodle. She was interested in that brooch, but I can, she'll come back and I can give it to her another time. It's all good. So let's bring this beautiful thing. I am unclear about this. Oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Now that I've taken it out of the bag, I'm not. It's a Monet. It's spectacular. It is a Monet. It is spectacular. It is going to start at $35. I don't even need to do more looking at it before I say that. It starts at $35. Here's the Monet Maker's Mark. It's got a basic rollover clasp. And look at the front. Look at this. Let me hold it like this. Look at those stones. In that beautiful swirl. It starts over here and then goes around in a swirl like that. It's got green, light blues, and that amethyst purple. They are not real stones, or this would be starting at, $100, $200, $300, but they sure as heck look like peridot, amethyst, and like a blue topaz. It also very much looks like real gold. It's a vine with flowers, and it ends up in the middle with a flower. It's absolutely beautiful example of Monet's work. Beautiful example, my God. And the stones are set in each individual piece with the puddling is like smooth, polished, and perfect. Wow. Problem, Gigi, I'm always concerned about my friends and if they're doing okay or not. It is a big pin. It is really big. It is just stunning. The flowers, I really want to hold it so I'm not interfering with the petals. I'm having a hard time doing that. Look at it. The stones really sparkle and really capture the light. And what I really love about this is the swirl, the leaves, and the flowers with the open space, the negative space, if you will, so that the flowers and the leaves are really popping because of the negative space that they so thoughtfully left to make this really outstanding. So how wide is it? What's the dimension? Almost 2 inches, 1 3/4. And it's got orange, lilac, blue, green, and amethyst stones on metal that very much looks gold. But it's, it's not marked gold. So it's just that, that higher end where they're able to make the metal look like that. Man, it's just so pretty. I don't know why I'm not keeping this one. This would fit into my brooch collection really nicely. Has a really good clasp. Okay. Going. It's going to disappear. I don't do recaps. Don't do recaps. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to this one. Very likely is going to stay with me. Very likely is going to stay with me. Let's see what is in this package. I've just got about 4 more pieces of jewelry because Poodle is not here, so I'm not going to bring the acorn brooch. And then a couple more household items, and then I'm going to call it and go have the rest of my chicken biryani with raita and some cold grapes. That's where I'm at. It's hot. It's going to cool down a little next week, but I'm going to be inside a huge convention center in AC all next week. So it won't matter what temperature it is because I'm inside. It's going to be like 18-hour days. Crazy. So these are clip-on. Boy, they're funny how the light. Clip-on, no name, 1950s, possibly early 60s, but all these copper earrings made in the style of Renoir they were a 1950s thing. These are copper. They were showing up like they were brass. See, they're copper with just concentric circles piled on one on top of another, on top of another, on top of another, almost like a button design. See, when I turn them, they immediately look brass, but when they're this, they're copper. I don't know why that is. I have no idea. Copper, just like that. Bright, shiny copper. I will start the pair of these at 15. And they are copper. I don't know why. There you go. Copper. Clip on. And they can be sweater clips. I think they're really pretty. They're not too big. $15. Yum. Yeah, I've been eating lots of grapes, watermelon, cherries, nectarines, you name it. It's fruit season. They're 1 inch. They're 1 inch. And I just wish that every time I turn it, they look brass. And the tarnishing on these is deliberate. There is a black etching that is done on purpose to make them pop. Every single copper work that was done in the 50s has the same thing to just make it pop. It is not tarnishing. It is not pitting. It is not wear. It is simply how they were made. And I don't know why. See here, shiny copper. When I bring it over there, it looks totally different. Shiny copper. So $15. I'm enjoying myself, but I'm not selling anything. I don't think, it's a weird time because it's a 4th of July weekend. It's a 4-day weekend. And people are off playing and going to festivals, like huge music festivals. They're like camping in their motorhome. They traveled to, another country. All kinds of things this is like the start of summer. This is the official start when everyone starts traveling and going to Disneyland, like all this stuff, so they're not as interested in hanging out with me and buying jewelry. And that is totally understandable. I could dig it. I just don't have the money for all that. But, I am going to this retreat. It's not cheap. It's not cheap. I can't afford the 2 public nights. I can't afford to have a room. So I'm going to be driving back and forth from there to my dad's house. I'm going to be exhausted. But then during the private retreat, I'm on site with a private room. My time. Yes. So this is probably a 1980s lucite confetti glowing necklace. This is so fun. I brought 2 others in the past that similar colors, similar designs. I found them all at the same place. Look at that. I love that. Yellow, red, almost a cherry red, the green, and the orange. And then the drop is green with a very large orange. And like I said, I believe this is 90s. That is what I believe. There is no maker, the chain is more modern. I'll show you the backs. I believe it's from the 90s. And I love this. I bet it glows. Let's find out. I'm so sweaty. My eyeshadow is from the heat. You know how when you put eyeshadow on, ladies, anyone who does that, men, whoever puts on eyeshadow when it's hot, it like sweats down under your eyes. It's weird. You either know or you don't know. I don't know. It's annoying. Yep. Okay. Let's see if I can show you. It's so hard to. Okay. So if I just do this and then let's see. First off, let's get it this way. See the green? Do you see how it all turns green? See that? It's like this very dark olive green turns black light green, orange too. So I will tell you how long this is, but I'm going to start this at $18. $18. And I'll put it on my neck and then I'll tell you how long it is. And it does have this kind of chain at the end where you can make it as long or as short as you want. Now, that said, you can do that, but it does, this wants to line up. So if you made it a lot shorter, one side or the other is going to be like that. And then it's not going to hang right. So, you know, that's not really true. They act like you can do that, but everything would be crooked. It would make no sense. So if I go all the way to the end and I have it lined up evenly, which I was able to do in StreamYard very easily this time, which is pretty amazing. The lowest pendant right here hangs right in the middle of my crease. Right in the middle of my crease. So that's what it is. 18. So pretty. Confetti lucite. Thank you, Nightmare. I got it for a good price. And I'm not selling anything. I mean, I've sold one item today in a little over 2 hours. So, you know, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with, you know, a lower price. I'm okay. And it does, okay, so it does have the wider loop right there to put the clasp in. And then this just hangs. Why they would do that when it needs to be lined up, I don't know. If anyone knows, let me know. I mean, because if the chain breaks, a lot of people could fix it, but this particular type of chain is all one link. It's not little pieces that come apart. So it's not like you could use it to repair it. So I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be sexy, like Victorian necklaces that hung way down, but they also had way down the back with the, you know, like the shoulders showing just a little bit to make, you know, the lady more sexy, but still kind of prude like. Hard to describe, but you know what I mean. Okay. So I'm going to bring these and an Indian style copper cup, kind of native, not Indian, Native American. I can't believe that came out of my mouth. Probably because India is on my mind. Sorry. Okay. So a couple things could happen with this. These, I think they're very cool in a set. Okay. I think they go together. They could go together like that. They could go together like this. They could go together like this. Right? These are, I believe, 70s, 80s. This is brass, very thin. This is some type that's brass stripes with a black. I'm not even sure. I think it's plastic. Okay, I think it's plastic, but these are brass stripes. Do you all think that, do you all, you can smell the brass on these. Do you think I should sell these as a set, or are you interested in one separately? Chat. Anyone? Because this I would offer up separately. This to me is the most fantastic one. It almost reminds me of handmade, but it's not. I mean, it just is right up on that Bakelite feeling with inset pieces of brass. See that? And then the inside. This one, yeah, I think I brought this once and I pulled it back because I was like, I wait a minute, I'm not sure if that's Bakelite. I just, it's got a flavor. It's got a flavor, and I can't be definitive. It's got lines. It's deliberately got lines cut all down it, and then pieces cut out for the brass. How big are they? Oh, Gigi, this is small. Look at that. This is small. You know what? This is so small. I can't get it over my hand without really pushing. So that said, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I may or may, I'll sell it if someone wants to agree with me or take a risk. Because it's so small, and because it has that feel and that sound to me of Bakelite and kind of homemade, because each piece of brass is very different. The inset, it is so not like mass manufactured looking at all. See that? I think it's Bakelite. I think it was made during the war. And also the reason I say that is because it's so tiny, and humans were just tinier back then. Their hands, their wrists. I mean, I'm small, but they were tiny. So I could not get this over my hand, which means you could not. I think it's homemade. I think it's Bakelite. But I could be wrong because I have not tested it. So if you want to take a risk, I will offer this at $35 if you want to take a risk. If you don't, I will put it aside and I will test it later. No, it won't fit me. It won't fit most of us. It's more of a collectible item that you look at and you love. But it's not going to fit. It will fit a child. I mean, come on. It will fit a child. So this is a feeling, and I haven't tested it, but I just have a strong feeling about it. So I'll let you all think about this piece, and I'm going to test it. I'm going to test it because it's so tiny. That doesn't make sense in the way the brass is inset. It doesn't make sense. It's not even pieces. They're just like individually cut pieces of brass put in here with this plastic. Doesn't make sense. So that's what I'm going to do with it. No, Gigi, it won't fit me, honey. So I'll sell these two as a set. Well, that's true, Nightmare. Some populations do. 100%. We are 100%. 100%. Like, all the ladies most of the ladies who do my nails, they buy those beautiful jade bracelets and are gifted those jade bracelets. And that's like a wealth, and never take them off. They're on their wrist forever, this stone, and they're so tiny. And I'm just like, what the heck? What size are your wrists? They're tiny. So these are both brass, very thin. They're like kind of hollow inside, so they're not heavy. This one has this little bit of discoloration. I do not know if that's a tarnish or just age. And I don't worry about that kind of stuff because I like age and vintage. Let me see if these go on my wrist. Yeah, this one goes on my wrist. It's a small to barely medium, and it's about, yeah, there you go. Maybe that's it, Nightmare. It's an inch in diameter. It is 2.5 inches wide. This one that is concaved out, which I think is really cool, is 1/2 inch wide and 2.5 inches. So it's a smaller medium. I will sell the set of these. This is hollow brass. I will sell the set of these for $15. Boom. 15. I appreciate everyone that's been hanging out with me this evening. I really do. I really, it's the day after July 4th. It's Friday night. You could be anywhere and you're hanging out with me. And thank you. Thank you for doing that. I do really appreciate it. So this is the last piece I'm going to bring, and then I'll show you a couple other household items that are really special and fabulous, and then we're going to call it. And I'm going to go downstairs where it's not so dang hot and chill out. Maybe I'm gonna find a really cool movie. Anyone have a suggestion of like a really cool movie or a documentary series that's on like Netflix or HBO Max or Prime? I like things like about mental health, some true crime, the deep dive into like weird stuff, celebrity, like madness, but not violent. I like uplifting movies, drama, some sadness, but not violence per se. Like, I love fried green tomatoes. I love Stepmom. I love The Fifth Element. I don't know if that helps you, but but let me know. Okay. Ooh, so it actually says genuine copper on the inside. There you go. So just in case anyone ever had any doubt that I was bringing real copper, this one says genuine copper. I believe this is from the 70s. I love the design. So this is just that tarnishing, whatever. It's 100% copper. It's a beautiful design. It goes all the way around. It's a cuff bracelet. Marry me. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, some British mysteries are actually pretty cool. Yes, that's a good one, Kathy. Like is it the acorn box? The acorn something? I'm not subscribed to that, but I'd like to be. I watched Downton Abbey on repeat. I fall asleep to it. I cannot tell you how many times I've run through that series, run through it, and I'll fall asleep and I wake up and there's some scene on And I've never really noticed just that one little piece of it, like after, 3 years. And I'm like, what the heck? So here you go. Smells like copper. My hands smell like metal now. This would start at 20. 1970s. Possibly it was sold in like thrift stores, but I think this was more sold at tourist stands driving through the desert areas. But it's also very hippie, so kind of fits into both categories. And I got it on my wrist, but you could separate. This is I don't think this has ever been worn. So you can open it even further and it would fit medium. So fits a small to a medium. Oh, there you go, Kathy. Yeah. Acorn and brick box. That's the other one. Boom. Exactly. Yeah, I have I need to get one of those because there's a lot of British shows and series that I really like. For the crying out loud, the names are escaping me at the moment, but I love them and I love the actors and actresses, and they're not on Prime and etc. There was one that I really enjoyed a while back with the daughter. Was it the daughter? So the mom is rich and her husband is an idiot and divorces her and runs off with his secretary, or they separate or whatever. But the daughter lives in like a little cottage and raises sheep on the outskirts of town. Oh, and her dad is the mom's old boyfriend, and they hook up again and they wind up like marrying, and it's just a whole thing. And the woman, like, turns out she did something with her husband, something bad, right? And she gets a new boyfriend, but she's all screwed up. She has all these problems. But it's a comedy. It's hilarious, and it's really good. And I can't remember the name of the series for the life of me. And but see, it's not, that one actually came on like Prime or something, but most of them do not. And they're really good. And there's just so many. It's a smaller pool of actors and actresses, but they're really good. They're really good, the small pool. Okay, y'all. So I'm hot. I'm tired. Yeah, maybe you might know, Kathy. So I'm going to give, it might have been on PBS and then rolled to Prime or something. Yep. You know what I'm talking about? The daughter is living in this like little cottage and she raises sheep and she has a son, and the son winds up getting a girl pregnant very young. But it's a comedy. Dang it. I don't know. Okay. So I'm going to show two. Ooh, it's so hot in here. Need to cut my hair just a little bit more again. I'm going to show two more pieces of houseware, and then I'm going to end. And while I'm doing that, if anyone came in late and you're interested, you've gone back and watched anything, or you watch on the replay and anything I showed you're interested in, you can email me, or you can take this time to roll through really fast from the beginning and play some catch up and put in the chat that you are interested in such and such an item. And I will happily let you bid on it. Okay? So you've got about 8 minutes. You've got about 8 minutes. It's not very long, but that's what you got. Woo! It is that time of evening. You all know, Becky and Dandy, you guys are like in a raging hot state. And all of America, I don't know, is Canada hot too, y'all? My gosh. outrageous. It's outrageous how hot it is. Okay, this thing is incredible. The colors, let me get the ring light out of here. The colors is this incredible red fading into pink, lines of magenta with deep midnight blue, lavender, and purple mixed in with some cream. It is incredible. It's like an electrified sea creature or something. I can't begin to explain it, but it is incredible. It is ceramic, but the glaze, the drip, the electric colors, and then the heavy clear glaze, it's almost like it's coated in glass. For all I know, it is, but that's crazy. I don't think so. I think it's a yellow pottery, but it's incredible. Here's the inside. I showed it on Wednesday. It's a yellow clay. This is where the clay is beginning to come through. This is much more lightly glazed than the outside. So that when really old objects, the clay starts coming through the glaze. So this is the yellow clay coming through the glaze. And this is a very old piece made in China by whomsoever this artist or company or studio was. I do not read Chinese characters, so I have not a clue. But I would say this piece is at least 40 years old, if not 50 or more. It is spectacular. It is one of the prettiest things I've ever seen. And I will start this at $40. It weighs about 1.5 pounds. It does. Oh my, Becky, is 115? No, hard pass. 68 was 87. See, it's hot in Canada. What is it's so hot, you guys? It's ridiculous. And then last night they were lighting off fireworks all over around here in the hills, and the fire department was running fire to fire to fire to put out. The fire started from people lighting off fireworks to have a party. I'm like, how dumb are you? Ugh, how dumb are you? So this is 9 inches tall by 5 inches in diameter at its widest, and it is just beautiful. Could I get someone in the chat to agree with me that this is beautiful? I'm just, because I say things like this constantly. I'm like, this is so cool. This is so beautiful. This is so. Does anyone else think this is pretty? Or is it just me? Because maybe, sometimes this happens. I pick something up and I think it's like the bee's knees. But no one else thinks that. And nobody tells me. And so I'm like trying to sell something and everyone else is like, whatever, So I appreciate honesty. Maybe it's like not cool. I love it. Nightmare thinks it's fancy. It's pretty dang fancy. So shiny and just, it's electric is what it is. It's electric. Okay. Now I'm going to show the last household item, and nobody has dropped anything in the chat. So that's okay. I think what we have done today is had a really nice time. That's it, Kathy. Bingo! Last Tango in Halifax. It's excellent. That's it. Gigi says it's beautiful. Thank you, Gigi. So what I think is that it's the day after 4th of July. People are traveling. People are hanging out. It's a slow, mellow Friday. And it's just not a day for buying a lot of jewelry and stuff. And that's cool because we've been hanging out and having a good time. I've had a good time. So, that's okay. That's really okay. So the last thing I'm bringing is this incredibly gorgeous roseville double-handled magnolia pottery piece. It's beautiful. I couldn't believe I found roseville pottery at a price that I could buy it and still make a little bit of a profit. It's real roseville. It's got this beautiful, natural, bumpy earth thing going on. There's a closed magnolia. And then on this side is one barely opened and one fully opened. So the two sides are different. This starts at $45. It's absolutely beautiful. If you like roseville pottery, that is. And it sells for a lot more online. Now, am I upside down? I'm always upside down on StreamYard. There you go. Roseville, USA, and I think it's 644 is the number. It's like there's something here which I can't quite make out, like JU or UU, and then 64. But when I look this up, I think the entire number to identify it is either 64 or 6 or 644 if you want to look it up. So this is their magnolia line. And this is a really good sized one. I think the diameter from handle to handle was 9 inches. And it's about 6 inches tall. It was used, there was a metal flower frog in here, a really old one. So they used it as a flower vase. It's dirty in there, but I didn't want to clean it. I didn't want to touch it. I didn't want to risk breaking it. Manzanita. Wait a minute. Oh, Maritza. Thank you, Kathy. For a minute, I thought you were telling me that this was manzanita. And I was like, uh-oh, I don't think so. But hi, Maritza. Welcome in. I'm just about to close. Thank you for coming in. If you see anything you like on the replay, you can email me. Okay. Feels good on my face because it's hot. So that was a lot, y'all. That was a lot. And I have the Murano ashtray. It's beautiful, beautiful colors. Matches this gorgeous thing. But I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go for today. And I'm going to put this over here. And I'm going to say, you can always email me if there's something that you've seen. And the prices you're going to have to hear the price from me speaking. I do not write them down on Fridays. I don't pay attention. I don't do recaps. I just have a good time. I think I brought about 25 or 30 pieces of jewelry. Nightmare. It's an ashtray. Are you asking me to show it, Nightmare? Do you need an ashtray, Nightmark? Do you need a green stuff ashtray? Medicinal? Tobacco used to be medicinal too, you know? Oh, Nightmare. I'll show it for you because you are such an incredible being to me. I will sometimes. I don't need one anymore, but you know. Okay, so this is. I found this. I couldn't believe it. It's Murano. It's like this beautiful, clear, and magenta red, depending on the light. Let's get the light over here. I smoke stuff and things. Yep. I eat stuff and things. At night. So it's got the Bola Conte bubbles. Perfection. Here's the 2 slots. I always do it backwards. Let's get it together. 1, 2, and you can see they're just kind of ribbed, if you will. And depending on the light, you've got clear, and inside you've got, it's not just inside, it just depends on the light. It's one solid piece of glass. It's not encased. If you know Murano, you know Murano. So sometimes it looks clear and other times it's really dark and then it's light and then it's like this. It's a totally smooth bottom. I know it's Murano. I've never found a piece of Murano, but I know it's Murano. The only thing that sucks is it someone dropped it or rubbed it against something and it has this line. I suppose if you took it to a glass person, they could polish it out. But I don't know anything about that. Okay. So this piece, I will give you a measurement. Start at $45. It's Murano. So it's at $45, even with that. Look at it. So it feels so good. You know, people always talk about, oh, Murano glass, the quality, the feel. You'll know it when you have it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, well, maybe one day I'll be so lucky. And when I picked this up, the minute I saw it with the bubbles, I was like, ooh. And then I picked it up and I was like, I got it now. I understand. There is a quality to this that is just not in other glass. It's incredible. So it is 4.5 inches in diameter. And it is a little over 2 inches tall. Yep. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay, y'all. That's my magic for today. I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful, and safe, hydrated weekend. I know I will. Tomorrow I'm going to be really busy getting things shored up for my dad and packing my bag to go away just to Oakland. But nonetheless, go away, do my thing, meditate, relax, absorb, help other people. It's my thing, y'all. So there are no sales with me next week. None. No Wednesday, no Friday, no being on with someone else. I will be spiritually, energetically, universally blissed out and exhausted. Okay. Thank you, friends. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Maritza, for showing up. Gigi, I'm glad you're feeling better. Oh, Gigi, it's $45. Gigi. Starting bid, $45, which is, I know it's cheap for Murano, but it has that little thing. And I got it at a price where I can start it at $45 with confidence that I'm giving you a good price and I'm still making a little bit of money. So, Gigi, if you're interested, you can let me know in an email, honey. I'll see everyone later. Be safe out there because people light off fireworks all weekend and they drink all weekend and drive. Please be safe because I love you. Okay. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye.